Good evening. I don't know if it's good evening, good morning, good night, however you want to call it. But I haven't been on here for a while. Since the holidays, I've been sickly. Seemed like last year I was sickly. I think I had what they called it the Omarion. Well, I called it the Omarion. I had the Omicron last Christmas. This Christmas, I don't know if it was a sinus issue. I don't know. Anything could be the corona at this point. I guess you have to take a test to be the corona. But whatever it was, I was on my back. It wasn't as serious as, it wasn't as stringent as it was the last couple of times. When I said last Christmas, and plus, I guess, the February 2020 when I was sick as motherfucker. But enough of that part. I think I put the title up here. And I guess during my time of being sick, I didn't really get a chance to speak too much on the verdict in the Torey Lanez trial. It wasn't the Megan Thee Stallion trial, by no means. We sometimes get caught up with the names and things like that, and misidentify certain things. But it wasn't the Megan Thee Stallion trial. It was the Torey Lanez trial, and I guess unfortunate for some, and to the glee and celebration of others, Torey Lanez was found guilty of what he was accused of: shooting Megan in the foot, the possession of the weapon, and this, that, and the third. Now, I don't know whether it was clearly communicated during the whole process. Even when in the beginning parts, all these years, I think it's probably been about 2 years before this trial actually went to court. And there were different sections. There were the Torey Lanez supporters, and there were also the Megan Thee Stallion supporters. I got to come on and immediately admit that I used, as an artist, I stumbled across Megan Thee Stallion. I was in Memphis, and I think I was in Memphis for my friend, my dear friend Lawrence Garrett's funeral. And I was in the parking lot, and I just smoked. And I was like saying, let me listen to something before I go inside. And Megan Thee Stallion's one of her albums that just came up, and I listened to it. I didn't know who this person was, and it's Megan Thee Stallion. And I said, girl can rap, whatever. Okay, so after then, I learned a little more about her. Her mother had passed away, and her mother was a rapper, and she was inspired by her mother. She went to college, and she had blah, 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 So Megan Thee Stallion probably she had a remix with Beyonce. Beyonce plucked her up, and I guess Roc Nation took a liking for her, even though that she was already signed to a particular other record label or record management or whatever, and they also have their own individual situation going on in course as well, but that's not what this is about. During the time before the trial started, and of course, didn't nobody die. We know didn't nobody die, and most of us people who have been circling this earth, well, not circling this earth, circling the sun a few years, could pretty much draw conclusions of what happened that night, because on that particular night, they went to we saw like they went to a party, and they were drinking, and I guess they came back, and we heard early that allegedly, I guess, the little dude, is slept with both of them, and I guess some sort of argument ensued in the truck. These were the early stories or rumors, as you may call them, that there had been an argument in the truck in regards to Torey, and I guess him sleeping with both of them. But they also had added in Kylie Jenner. I guess just Torey. I guess if he allegedly had sex with both of them, I guess he was feeling himself. So he probably might have had some type of spit some type of game or show some type of attention toward Kylie Jenner. which is probably unlikely that he would score Kylie Jenner because, whatever. But there was an argument within the truck. And I guess as I found out, and as I watched the court case, it came out that, well, either Kelsey allegedly didn't know that Megan had slept with Torey, or Megan didn't know that Torey had slept with Kelsey. I guess because I think Torey and Kelsey were friends before Megan and Torey were going together, what have you. So it goes on in the court, and then the stories come out, and I didn't sit on the edge of my seat like court TV watching the proceedings. I just kept hearing shit like, well, there's Torey Lanez DNA is not on the gun, no gun residue on Torey. There's unidentified females residue. Kelsey pleads the fifth. This, that, and the third. And I mean, I don't know about some of y'all, but I mean, it was looking like, okay, the little man was about to walk. They called him the leprechaun, Torey Lanez. People have a little man complex, especially a little man that's bald. They have he had a complex in regards to, that's what this is alleged, that, the little man, and he was Torey allegedly had a record, had a reputation of being hot-headed. So I guess that kind of led to the deliberation and his eventually from being found guilty. Now, along the course of the situation going, and I guess, like I said before, I listened to Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion can rap, and Megan Thee Stallion is Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion had prior to this shooting situation had promoted herself like, this is the boss part of my language. This is the boss bitch. She don't take no shit. She tough. Woo woo. She's a stallion. Megan the Savage. No, wasn't that Megan Savage? No, I said Megan Stallion. I don't want to say Megan Savage, but a stallion. By definition, I guess if you're a farmer or know anything about farming or have any idea about how horses work and things like that, a stallion is a strong, they say it's male horse. A stallion is endures, has strength, can deal with certain strenuous situations. So when we heard, we knew that they were dating, I guess, for those who actually care, because one of the point I had to point out is that it seems in the social media world we've grown into a situation and the point where we have a problem with in my mind, in my observation and in my opinion, celebrity worship. We tend to live vicariously through these celebrities, and we somehow smudge our own personal experiences, our past tense experiences into whatever may be currently going on with a particular celebrity in an attempt to what's the word I'm looking for? Endure ourselves. It's bigger than this. It's not necessarily the word I'm looking for. Endure or like associate with ourselves with these celebrities. And when I say ourselves, I don't necessarily mean me, because I'm not necessarily on this celebrity worship shit. Because what I've heard, I heard from folks like Dick Gregory, and if but she got. I can't think of his name right now, but it's one of those black conscious folks. Bobby Hemmett. Bobby Hemmett once said, "Celebrities aren't shit," because the celebrity entertains us. We love the celebrity. The celebrity is someone that we endure. But the celebrity is just that. So the celebrity is paid to present an image and present a talent or a craft towards you in order for you to be attracted to celebrity and expend your resources for that celebrity. That celebrity is not someone which you may place. And in the word celebrities celebrate. You celebrate this person, but in my mind, it seems as if a lot of in the social media era, we tend to put ourselves in a position where we have all kind of people around us. We have family, we have friends, we have just people these are the people in our neighborhood. We have people that are just around us, and there are degrees of separation between us and a particular celebrity. Now, these celebrities, like we say, okay, Megan Thee Stallion, Torey allegedly shot her. Torey has been proven a shooter. During the time period before, because all during the situation, I couldn't necessarily determine specifically who shot the bride. And I say bride in all the most respectable way I can, because I'm going to say right flat out, I like Megan Thee Stallion is a very talented rapper. But the way she went about it after the fact that the situation that you with your dude, y'all drinking, y'all doing nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? Because nigga shit happens all over the world, all over the country. In America, we'll just say, we'll say America. We'll stick with America because America is what I know. Even if it wasn't nobody popular, there are situations where people get together, maybe be 2 women, 2 men, just a group of friends or associates or whatever, and they may be romantically involved, and they may get inebriated, and shit may come out. Arguments may happen. Sometimes people may get shot, people may get killed, people may get stabbed. Just all types of dysfunctional shit, because we live underneath a dysfunctional system, an anti-black racist system, where we've been programmed to duplicate the actions of those who dominate the system. We tend to, I guess this was a way to subconsciously or somehow feed our ego that we are on the level. Dr. King's dream, we are equal to those people that are once considered the oppressors of us. So we duplicate the most dysfunctional, even though sometimes we do imitate those things that make those people who are considered the oppressor class. We duplicate those things that may make them that are favorable. But a lot of the times, let's say for example, this situation here, we're violent toward each other. We're discourteous toward each other. Even though we know that we are of the consideration on the social status of the less of these, we play this game where we somehow place ourselves, to make our ego feel better, we may place ourselves on the upper level. I guess this comes to the point where I guess I can use the example where we have the manosphere, where they talk about the Pookies and the Ray Rays, where the Pookie and the Ray Ray is the distasteful black male. But let me get to the point where I'm saying I saw this article, and this friend of mine, she's trusting Megan, and Megan Thee Stallion we trust. That's what was being said, and I understand it. I understand that there are women, and it goes past to the point where I was saying that oftentimes it appears that vicariously, even in the situation where a celebrity person may be successful, in the opposite of that, when a celebrity person goes through certain situations and circumstances, they may be negative or hazardous to them. Being shot in the foot would definitely be something that is terrible, that's undesirable. But at the end of the day, these are the people that you chose to be around with. This is the person that you chose to lay with. And I'm not even going to excuse Torey, brother, your residue may not have been on the gun. Your DNA may not be. You may not have no gunshot residue on you. I don't know whether you shot, but you was found guilty of shooting her. I still kind of halfway believe. I don't understand why people don't get past the point that old girl had a what's that thing they call where she was shielded from persecution from her testimony. She had that shit on her. I don't understand why the nigga didn't even just get on the stand and say, for all of his word, he might as well got up here and say, I ain't shoot her. Ain't no residue, I ain't shoot her. I don't care what the motherfuckers say they might have thought they saw, I didn't shoot her. He didn't get up here and do that, but nevertheless, he got in on it. But the thing that happens after is that all during the course of the time period where the trial was going on, it was not only men that were joking about it, not only men that were suspicious about the circumstances and the things that happened during the altercation where she got shot, allegedly. Well, I guess it's been found that she was shot by Torey, according to the law. We still had doubts about, the way the shit went down. So it's like, well, okay. She comes out and says, well, the black woman is not protected. These men, they don't believe, they joking about this, that, and the third. Why? Y'all know y'all was out there, whatever, y'all partying and kicking it, and some bullshit happened. Don't be trying to gas. Why would you come out early trying to gaslight the public? Why there's always, I don't know whether she knew or not, there's a pre-existing rift between the black male and the black female. I don't know who is behind. I don't know whether it might be self-inflicted on between the black man and the black male and the black woman, or where it may be puppeteered by the oppressor class. But nevertheless, for her to come out and say that this is something that happened between you and Torey and your girlfriend, your homegirl. This didn't have nothing to do, just because we laugh at this shit. Niggas is ignorant. Niggas gonna laugh at everything. But you also ignored the fact that it was Bras looking at your ass sideways, Megan Thee Stallion. And you just put it all on the nigga, on the black male. And so now you got this thing going on. And I guess it was all during the election shit where Kamala the Mammy, and Kamala, first was in Kamala, y'all trust, Chucks and Pearls and all that shit. Y'all run this shit. Y'all ran this shit, and I'm going to be a man. I guess I got to be a man because that's what I am. And this is what I saw. Y'all ran this being feminist, that's fine because I'm a masculinist. I believe in the tenets of manhood. So I don't have a problem with feminism, but when feminism is used in an irresponsible fashion, and when feminism is used in an accusatory fashion, when feminism is used in a non-constructive fashion against the black male, I have to say something about it, because what happened after this verdict is that the black male should black men owe Megan Thee Stallion an apology. I don't owe Megan Thee Stallion a motherfucking thing as a black male. So don't even put me in the collective for nothing, because I didn't get in the car or the truck with Megan Thee Stallion, her boyfriend, her friend, and her bodyguard and go no motherfucking where. I didn't argue about shit with them. All I am is a regular person observing what is going on in the media. So after the verdict comes out, all of a sudden it's protect black women and Megan Thee Stallion we trust, and it's just so, as a single male, and I already have issues in regards to, like, okay, all these rules and the high value men and the dating coaches, and women have their expectations, and it's fine for a woman to have her expectations as long as those expectations are realistic. But this right here, I was personally offended. I don't give a fuck about what. I didn't necessarily give a fuck whether if Torey shot the bride, nigga. First of all, what you got a gun for, and you a Hollywood nigga. You a celebrity. Y'all got bodyguards around you. What the fuck you got a gun for to go to the white girl college and the party for in the first place? Second of all, what you got the gun out for? I don't know whether it may be, I don't know whether it's Kelsey, because, the shit looks shady. Y'all say what y'all want. Y'all, Megan Thee Stallion won. Hooray for y'all, for the black woman who feels that's a victory. But why would you even have the gun out with, these is two bras, two women, two females, and you're the male. You done had sex. What you need your gun for, player? Why would you even pull your gun out? Did she threaten to beat you? We was thinking that, well, hell, she must have tried to beat that nigga up, and then she had to get up out the truck, and the dance shit. That shit sounded suspect. But let me get on to the post. I've been on for a minute, and I hope I haven't bored you all to death. But I saw an article after this, and this is what prompted me to make this video. I'm just flashing this blunt, but the article reads how Megan Thee Stallion shooting case reveals our internalized misogyny. Now, I've named myself Mr. Woke Black Hotep Misogynoir, but I did that in jest, because I am an asshole. I'm an admitted asshole. I'm a nice guy, but hey, given the capacity to be an asshole, I shall be an asshole. But this article, it's in all publications of all publications. It's in Forbes magazine. Now, this is the same Forbes magazine. I didn't realize they had the Island. I don't know if y'all know about the Island Boys. I didn't realize they put the Island Boys on the cover. This is the same Forbes magazines that took months to recognize the fact that Kanye was a billion, that Ye West was a billionaire. But all this aside from what this article said. This article says that how Megan Thee Stallion shooting case reveals our internalized misogyny. Torey Lanez, if y'all get this, shooting Megan Thee Stallion. Blah, 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 blah. Real name, Megan P. The question the veracity of her claims, with some high-profile celebrities making Megan's pain into a punchline. Some have pointed to the holes in Megan's story, and others have called her sexual history into question, as if either variable excuses the harm she endured. Now, I grew up in a family that has a lot of women, a lot of females in my family. Now, each individual female in my family has their own personality, and they do certain things in which they do, and that could go to the scope of being the extreme church girl, or being a jazzy, kick it, have a good time sister. Big mama, my grannies, my aunties, or whomever, and from my perception and my observation, they always warn of the repercussions of if you choose one or the other. The benefits and the repercussions choosing one or the other. I heard if you empty pocket and a wet ass don't make no sense. If you want to attract the quality type of man, you want to have some type of chastity or for lack of a better term, purity of oneself. And I guess that gives benefit from you being on one side of the scale or being to the other side of the scale. there are repercussions in whatever choices that you may choose. Being the good girl, you may miss out on the fun times and the good time. Meanwhile, being the fast girl, you may put yourself in positions where they may be uncomfortable. They may even, in some cases, be life threatening. So when we see a rapper and y'all can talk about, y'all can say, well, it's still a woman, she's an artist, whatever. This is not practiced the same in regards to a black male. Because okay, you have the young thug or whatever you know about Young Thug. Young Thug is a rapper. He's caught up in a RICO case. His image as a rapper, not his image as being a father or being a regular person outside of him being the rapper. His rapper image pretty much is what's on trial. So when we see Megan Thee Stallion, classic, boozy, whatever, however that shit go. The image that she puts out in her raps, the same one who was on stage scissoring Cardi B and freaking on Cardi B, talking about how wet your vagina is. This is who we have to consider, those who are just observing and not necessarily have affinity or worship for Megan Thee Stallion, nor necessarily a worship for Torey Lanez, Daystar Peterson, the rapper. So these are things that we just consider. We look at the image that you put in the public. So when you go and say things that they wanted to make Megan's pain to a punchline, call her sexual history into question, we don't understand. I didn't understand why it was necessary for us to know that her boyfriend was embarrassed because his sexual history was coming out in court. If all types of information comes out in court, these are things that you have to you establish the character of the person who is the victimizer, and you also establish the character of the person who is victimized. Now, whether or not whoever she fucked may not have nothing to do with the fact that she got shot in the foot, but yet and still, maybe the characteristics of the thing, maybe the character that is perceived by the actions in which she's documented in doing, when you draw about the circumstances and situations that may have caused her being shot in the foot, they have to be considered. But this is, this is internalized misogyny. To have this type of deductive reasoning and logic, is internalized misogyny. Misogyny, termed, coined by Moya Bailey, and is defined as a specific hatred, dislike, distrust, or prejudice directed toward black women. Now, the thing about that is that I already said that I have several black women in my family. My mother, my grandmothers, my aunts, my sisters, my cousins, my nieces. Megan Thee Stallion is a celebrity. My individual consideration or my evaluation of Megan Thee Stallion doesn't have anything to do with the level of protection or trust or like or dislike I have for the women in my family or my friends even, my female friends even. But what has transpired since the shooting deserves further examination. Some feel that Megan is not owed sympathy, compassion, or kindness because of her sexual history. No, that is not it. Megan has defined herself as a stallion. Megan has defined, in her raps, she rap tough, and I guess that's what gets the people going, gets her fans going. You rap tough, you rap about your liberation, and no one, and as someone like I said who's been raised around a bunch of women, I would never aspire to dull the flame, the feminine fire of a woman. So when they say that, okay, that she does not owe sympathy, compassion, or kindness. What does my kindness mean? What does my kindness or hatred necessarily mean to a celebrity? I liked her first album, but I just streamed it on Tidal. I'm not going out to her concerts. I'm not going to buy any albums. Uh, she has fans that does that. Compassion. I have people within my own community, within my own neighborhood, my family, my house. Well, I don't. It's just me and my household. But I have friends and things like that I can touch and I can reach out to, that are worthy of my kindness and compassion. What the fuck? What the fuck do a celebrity on TV need my shit for? They don't even know me. They I don't get nothing from them. They don't do nothing for me. So we go on with it, and they say, and it's a very nice, very well wrapped piece. And I'm just being complimentary. It's a very well wrapped piece of propaganda presented by Forbes magazine, in regards to Megan Thee Stallion and internalized misogyny. Could you imagine? Do you imagine this white financial magazine giving space to give the editorial, for someone to give the editorial in regards to Megan Thee Stallion and misogyny? This is a business finance magazine. So when people like myself, when I speak about propaganda, some folks might look at me strangely, but in my mind and from my perception, this is high quality propaganda, because this is going to fall in the hands of those white businessmen and, those white businesswomen, of course, and, people who might aspire to be like those white businessmen, whether they be of Asian, Indian, or even continental African perspective, because even those who share our same melanated tone, they don't necessarily see us in the way they see themselves. They may see themselves as separate in morals, ethics, and values and considerations than the American Negro, African Americans. You got to be careful with that, because that oftentimes could lead to being someone who is of continental African background. That is, as recent, either they may be first or second generation African, that has somehow found their way into America. But even those people, those first and second generation immigrants, see themselves different from those who might be descendant from the American slave, those people who are identified as the nigger people, the slaves, because when Massa endured you, when he was endeared to you, he called you boy or gal, but when he was angered with you, he called you nigger. But let me not get too far off from where I'm at. So this story continues on. She's not consider her sexual. A pervasive trope that's applied to black women is the Jezebel stereotype. Black women and girls in society experience adultification and hypersexualization. That is true. We'll give that as being true. So, if you're going to consider that aspect, that gender aspect, why can't we consider the male aspect of that indoctrination from those 1600s, from the 1600s, and predating African slavery, whereas the black male was oftentimes forced to copulate or have sexual relations with even a female of his own family. The black male was the breeder. The black female was that who was bred. Well, I guess, y'all see what I'm talking about. Both our situations weren't necessarily ideal situations. Our ancestors' situations weren't necessarily ideal situations, because it wasn't. Those situations weren't built on love and affection and adoration. They were built on the premise of producing what is pretty much can be considered livestock, chattel slavery. So yeah, of course, the adultification, because as soon as a young girl or a young boy was able to God, this is why the word reproduce. They were eligible to be put in a situation where they were forced to reproduce in the name of breeding, slave breeding. Stereotype predates African American slavery, but was personified in the 1600s when black women were being sexually objectified in the current era. Sexually objectified. In the current era, women like Megan, who are sex positive and outspoken about their sexual desires, are somehow deserving of harassment and violence committed against them. See, this is interesting due to the fact that we know through history that it was that European, that those who were the slave class who went about raping and killing the black woman and forced sexual relations with the black woman underneath the protection of them being their property. So what they're doing now is they're attempting to give some type of autonomy to the black male slave, where the black male slave was just some ravenous, violent, sexual objectifier. When we didn't have the power to even have our own sense of self-determination, let alone make situations in regard to serving our sexual urges and impulses. But let me continue. Many women who experience harm are afraid to speak up and speak out. These fears are exacerbated when you are a black woman. The phrase "believe black women" comes with caveats. Apparently, we should only believe black women when they are chaste, moral, and holy, based on our biased societal standards. A liar is a liar. They're good girl liars and they're bad girl liars. Sometimes the good girl liar can hide her sexual sexual appetite, underneath the guise of being a good girl. Let's say, for example, a situation where she's a good girl, but she turns up pregnant. She hadn't came out previously saying that someone forced her to have sex. And in some cases, and in the negative side, there may be some evil or uncivilized black male who may have forced himself upon her. But there may also be the situation where the sex was willing, but she's pregnant now. She didn't expect to get pregnant, but she must also uphold her chaste image, her virginal image. You can't hide. So what either she must do is either accept the fact that I'm not as virginal, as chaste as I presented myself to be, or I got to lie and point a finger at somebody who forced me to do this. But yeah, Megan's partisan party Fontaine recently offered some words of encouragement to victims. To any woman, especially ones of color, that has suffered an injustice, I feel for you. Your credibility will be questioned. Your entire past will be held underneath a magnifying glass. To anyone with a sister, mother, niece, or aunt, I pray for their protection. I pray for their covering. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. That's a very nice sentiment. That's a very heartfelt sentiment. But what that does in a time like this, in an environment or gets to be utilized in a propaganda piece such as this, what that does, it doesn't necessarily name specific people. It would be understanding if you said, well, Daystar, Torey Torey Lanez, this, that, and the third. They didn't believe her. They didn't believe Megan, but Torey Lanez did this. What you did was put a whole, like Megan had done before the trial even started, put a whole blanket upon the black male. Now, I'm not saying that the black male is perfect, and I would never say that the black female is perfect either. But there are those black males, black men, who going about the in most cases where they were reared, going about the practice of protecting and respecting the black woman. It may be difficult to see in this date and time now, but speaking of myself, like I said in the beginning of this conversation, I have several sisters. I have a mother that I have the utmost respect and love for. My mother, and some people, some black males and black females may not have the benefit of the type of mother that I may have, that I may not have the benefit of the type of mother that I have. So they may see their mothers in a different type of way. My mother taught me, along with my interactions with my sisters and my female cousins and also my female friends. She taught me how to be respectable to a woman. And she taught me the value of being respectful and being protective to a woman. So for a case where, like I said, two women and one male, and they went to a party, they were inebriated, and allegedly an argument occurred in the truck, and shots occurred, somebody got hurt. I said before, I keep on saying that this type of shit happens all the time in the African American, the black, the Negro, or the colored folk, people of colored folks' neighborhoods, the black folks' neighborhoods, where, a certain group of people get together and get drunk, and then something violent may happen where if not someone get hurt, then someone gets killed. So why does this have to be all of a sudden a movement to where, okay, black males just have a problem with misogyny, or black males have a problem with protecting black women? And then what kills me about it the most is that some of the people that I see arguing this point are people that may have sons, that may have had fathers in their life that protect them, they may have brothers, and even in some cases they have husbands. So when you come out and you wave this flag that the black will protect black women, trust, and Megan Thee Stallion we trust. How does that translate to the man or to that son or whatever that you're with? The person in my life is a protector. But no, we have this story here with Forbes magazine saying that we all have internalized misogyny. So if Torey has internalized misogyny, if people that may have mocked Megan have internalized, the black males who mocked Megan in that situation have internalized misogyny, then the same should hold for your father, your husband, your son, whomever. So it's all fair game, right? My phone is dying that I'm shooting on, and then this is a long list of bullshit. Really. Because Megan is not the perfect victim, she has become the transgressor. The misogyny wait a minute. Let me go back some. The irony is not missed. The same people who demanding more kindness and empathy after the death of Chadwick Boseman. What the fuck does Chadwick Boseman, who died of cancer, have to do with this? Chadwick Boseman and Stephen Twitch Boss killed himself. Are the same people berating and denigrating Megan. This is what you got. I don't understand how they push this together. So if you mourn Chadwick Boseman, if you mourn Stefan Twitch, two people who died, they didn't just get shot in their foot. They died, and they didn't die due to I guess Twitch. I guess that's violent. But that's self-inflicted violence. Chadwick, that wasn't violence. That was health-wise. So how does this make a comparison to Megan Thee Stallion? That is not enough conversation. There is not enough conversation around the fact that the rapper experienced the loss of her mother and grandmother in a short time frame during 2019. What the focus has been is the lies that Megan told. It's been on is the lies that Megan told. The first was during an interview with Gayle King. During the interview, Megan denied having a sexual relationship with Lanez, but during the trial, Megan admitted to lying, explaining that she was ashamed that someone she shared her body with could cause her so much pain. So, once again, it doesn't have anything to do with the mass population of black women or black females. This has to do with being a truth teller or someone who might be prone to telling a lie if it suits them in a particular situation or circumstance. So this goes back to the fact that before the verdict even came out, people were like, "Oh, this bro, like she lied about this, and she lied about even fucking a nigga, then she lied about being shot." Megan admitted to lying, explaining she was ashamed that someone shared a body with. The second falsehood that Megan admitted was when the incident first happened, and she told the police her injuries occurred from stepping on glass. Megan shared that the reason she lied was because she was worried that the police could harm Lanez, given the fact that the shooting occurred just a few months after the murder of George Floyd. You shot in your foot. You hurt like a motherfucker. Somebody shot you. They already been called because the shots been fired. Somebody shot it. So Torey didn't shoot you, but you lied. And Torey shot you, but you lied and said he didn't shoot you. And this is not what I want to go with this. I don't want to talk too much about the trial and shit. But what really is that, man, I want to get to the end of this fucking video. Because I've been sick, and I guess I have been on live, so I guess I'm a bit chatty. The thing that got me with this is, man, y'all killing me. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to speak personally for me in regards to, since everyone is suffering from internalized misogyny because of our reaction to the Megan Thee Stallion, Torey Lanez situation. I don't give a damn about Megan Thee Stallion. I don't give a damn about Torey Lanez. Like I said, I listened to Megan's first album. But then when it's like, okay, you had to, what happened between you and Torey and that night was between you and Torey. Just cause motherfuckers was joking on you, you ain't had to drag all the rest of us niggas in with that shit. That's when I started disliking her. Okay, if you got shot, that's unfortunate. I don't want to see nobody get hurt, especially on some foolishness. If you go by the fact that, hell, y'all arguing and shit, and y'all drunk, and y'all got a gun fucking around, that's just dumb nigga shit. Don't try to. Now you got articles in Forbes magazine. You have articles, and I guess I've seen in other the black blogger publication, journalistic media publications like The Root, and I guess the Griot talking about how. Us mean old black males, we don't have no consideration or protection in our bones for the black woman because of the way we view Megan Thee Stallion situation. I don't care about none of that shit. If he was found not guilty, so what? The fact that he's found guilty, so what? I really would like to question him. I don't know whether it was true or false. Maybe it was just blogger, man. I really would like to know, well, hell, damn. How did he get away with not having no gun residue if he shot the gun that many goddamn times? But, hey, so be it. That's not for me to figure. I guess that's for the appeals court to figure. I just had to come on and say, man, don't put me in that shit. I'm going to laugh. I laughed. The dance bitch dance shit, that was just so ridiculous. And maybe the nigga was corny. Maybe the nigga was corny enough to say the shit if he shot her. But damn. Did you die though? In my city, I live in Chicago. I haven't really caught the news. The news just went off. I'm sure even the fact it was below zero temperatures this weekend. Somebody got killed. Somebody got into a domestic violence situation and somebody got hurt. I don't need to go on TV and put my emotions and my feelings and my considerations on something that goes on TV. All I got to do is look around me. Why would I waste my feelings and things like that on something else, on celebrity people? They got a little money and had better things to do with their time besides going to a party during the motherfucking height of the pandemic to kick it. And they didn't fucked around and played with a gun and somebody done got shot in the motherfucking foot. If y'all call me, if y'all, I might be disrespectful. I wish somebody, as much as I love the women folks, my family, as much as I feel as if they need me for anything that I'm able to do and anything I'm able to provide, and that goes for female friends as well. I wish y'all would try to say that I'm this, that, and the third because of what my considerations in regards to Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all like Megan Thee Stallion. I could go without hearing another Megan Thee Stallion rap for the rest of my motherfucking life. She sells sex. So you think, okay, well, you want to be the stallion, you the tough bride, you play on niggas. You got the wop to get the bread out the niggas. Why? This is the image you want to put out. If the viewing public, if the audience, and the audience may or may not like the artist, if they respond to the character in which you're playing as opposed to the dainty, frail, feminine, innocent, chaste. Well, I gave you the problem. Well, I guess the problem is that they say, well, she fucking these niggas, so y'all ain't got no right to think she a bad person because she fucking a lot of niggas and she's a liar. She's a proven liar in court. That we shouldn't draw any conclusions or doubt that, well, maybe the nigga didn't shoot, maybe the bride did shoot. She's known for fucking other niggas, other fucking her friends, men, according to rumors. Why ain't y'all? Are the black women who don't believe what fucking happened, who have doubts about the verdict, are they misogynoirs as well? Are they self-hating women? Y'all call them pygmies. That's one thing about social media, boy. Y'all got a name for anybody who disagree with y'all, but nevertheless, man, that's all I got for y'all, man. I probably didn't talk too long already. I'm losing my voice. I just had to come on here and say I've been ill during the holidays. I hope y'all had happy holidays. With that being said, peace and love. I'm still in Facebook jail probably for another 40 days on my main account. Over what the fuck am I in Facebook jail for now? I forget. On my main page. But I enjoy the Lou Jean page because Lou Jean page actually gets some form of virality, because once Facebook puts you in jail now, your post, you might post on, even if you can't go live, you can't do other little bullshit. Even when you get back to the point where you're able to post, that motherfucking Facebook's so cold now that you can't even see your post. The people that the people that are in your friends list, you might have 5,000 people in your friends list. Your post is not being seen. When they say they putting your post at the bottom of the news feed, believe that shit. Nevertheless, man, I'm not a misogynist. I love the black woman. I love the black female, but I hate a dumb bride. Now I don't even hate this bride. I don't even hate. I dislike or I have criticism, or I have I proceed with caution when I'm dealing with a bride who a woman, a female who may have character deficiency. That being said, let me get the fuck up off here, man. Peace and love.